I stayed in Vancouver for 2 days, and this afternoon I go to Whistler. So I took a bus from downtown to the entrance to the highway. From Whistler I will start my mountain trekkings. It's 130 kilometers away from Vancouver. So if you hitchhike in Canada, you have to look clean, colorful clothes and positive. Because a lot of homeless here, and also we have backpacks, but the difference is they look dirty. So make sure you look like a positive traveler, so people will pick you up easily in this case. So hitchhiking from Vancouver was okay. I was waiting maybe maximum half an hour, and the spot wasn't the best, but this nice man Ed picked me up. Originally he's from Egypt. I traveled around Egypt 3 years ago, and I really like the country because it's ancient history. So Ed picked me up all the way to Whistler. Thank you. And the road between Vancouver and Whistler is really beautiful. It's mountains, nature, forest, everything. So I'm looking forward to start my trekking. 6 p.m. I met my friend Victor. I traveled with him 3.5 years ago in India, but I know him for maybe 10 years. So we will start our hike towards Cheakamus Lake. Start point is 8 kilometers before Whistler. So in total we plan to hike around 55 kilometers. In the evening people don't go to the lake by car, but anyway we hitchhiked the first car which was passing, and the guy gave us a ride for a couple of kilometers. It's possible to drive on the gravel road like 6 kilometers, and from there the real trail will start, real hike. So it's better than nothing. We are walking almost 6 kilometers till the end of gravel road, and from there will be 4 kilometers to the first camping spot, or 8 kilometers to the second spot, which is the best. So time is 7:20, and we will walk as far as we can. And we didn't see any cars towards the lake in the evening time, only maybe 4 cars in the opposite direction. We came to the parking lot, so we are here, and this is the first camping spot, this is the second one. So the second one is 7 kilometers. These are rules of the park, and I don't know why mushroom picking is prohibited. Maybe because here magic mushrooms. So here is the alert. We're in the area just 1 week ago. No drones, no dogs, very boring. And I see over there high peaks of the mountains, very beautiful. 8 p.m. and it's getting dark. We still have around 7 kilometers to the furthest camping, and we keep on hiking. We have also our headlamps, so it's okay. And actually there is a chance to meet a bear. Like Victor was here 1 week ago and he saw a bear. Time is 9:30 and we decided to stay at the first campground. So in total we hiked today around 10 kilometers, which is not bad considering that we started in the evening. So we put our tents right by the lake. And there is one more tent and tomorrow morning we will go for 3 kilometers without backpacks to the end of the trail. So this gas I found yesterday in a Canadian Tire costs $6. Sun is up, so it's warm again, and we will walk 3 kilometers to the next viewpoint by the Cheakamus lake. This is the system to keep away your food from the animals. This is the end of the trail along Cheakamus Lake. We walked 3.5 kilometers from the place where we camped last night. And to be honest, this lake looks exactly like the lakes in Altai in Russia. The same color, the same type of trees, nature, very similar. And the trail between first campground and until here is quite easy. It's just more or less a flat trail. So when you're walking along the lake, you're passing very big, beautiful trees on the way, and we guess these trees are maybe 500 years old. And Victor met a bear somewhere here 1 week ago. We left Cheakamus Lake and now we are on the way to Garibaldi Lake. In total it's 18 kilometers trek. So at the beginning it's a bit steep, but after it's okay. For 13 kilometers elevation is 1000 meters. We already walked around 9 kilometers from Cheakamus Lake, and this is Helm Creek campground. So actually it looks nice. There is a special place for each tent. There is also a toilet. But we will keep on walking towards Garibaldi Lake because it's just 9 kilometers away. And time is just 3:20. But it's nice campground and it's for free. After 10 minutes we will take a break, we will make some tea and sit by the lake. And this part is like kind of plateau, so this area is flat for a couple of kilometers, and I feel a little bit like we are on the other planet. Time is 15 minutes past 5 and we stopped by the several small lakes for tea break, and we will continue to Garibaldi Lake 5 kilometers more. It's our final destination for today. we see a black bear, not so big one, right in front of us, just 100 meters away. But he doesn't care about us so far. So on the second day in this area, and we already met a bear.
Есть и проход, и все нормально.
Today is 9th of September, 7:30. Garibaldi Lake is over there, and we are on the altitude 1,500 meters. So we camped at this spot, and now my tent is wet. Actually, the last night was quite cold, and I couldn't go out of my tent before sun went up. Phew. So we will get ready and go to hike the mountain 4.5 kilometers, a trek to see the best view on Garibaldi Lake. At 9 a.m. we started our hike to the Mount Price, 4.5 kilometers from Garibaldi Lake, and I hope to have very good view from this mountain. The trail is not so well marked at the beginning, so we had to follow our GPS on the phone, and for this moment we are the only people here. 1 hour and 50 minutes since we started, and I guess we go on this mountain. This is Mount Price. From this point, 1.2 kilometers more, with elevation 300 meters. And I already can see this hike worth it, because the views are very beautiful. Last kilometer is always the hardest, especially if it's steep way up. And actually we saw 3 people on the top of this mountain, so we are not the only people. At 11:30 we came to the peak of Mountain Price. Altitude here is 2052 meters, so the campground from where we started is down there. Total distance was 4.7 kilometers, and it took us 2.5 hours. So basically it's just a forest trail. Sometimes it goes through the rocks, and the last 1 kilometer is the hardest because it's steep way up, and it's like sandy trail, so it's not very solid. But the view is fantastic, so it's definitely worth it. And I don't know why no people. We saw before 3 people here, but now nobody. Only us. quite cold, but it's okay. I'm here already since few minutes and the view is just fantastic. Today we hiked to this mountain, Price Mountain. Like from here it looks really far away and brutal mountain, but we completed. So now, first time I'm swimming in a mountain lake in Canada. But I have to use slippers because it's slippery rocks. At the campground there are 50 spots for tents and several shelters. So we sit now in one of these shelters, and this is like first dinner or late lunch. You can store your food on this special device. It's called food cache. And in this shelter there are 2 tables, 1 sink, but there is no water. You have to bring water if you want to wash something. And it's not allowed to sleep inside of this shelter. So this is the map of this campground. We stayed for 2 nights by the Garibaldi lake, and this morning at 9 AM we started our way down. It's 9 kilometers of trail through the forest, and after 3 kilometers more to the main road. But always down.
I've decided that I do not want to. Oh, it's way higher. Those are the no longer time. Oh, I decided that like about me. Yeah.
Way down took us exactly 2 hours, 9.5 kilometers. It's just a forest trail and there are a couple of viewpoints on the way. And we saw quite many people on the way up. Many cars on the parking lot. And there is no garbage facilities. You have to carry all your garbage back. So yesterday we hiked from here to this mountain. And now we are here. I was waiting in Whistler maybe just 5 minutes, and after Carla picked me up. She goes to play golf with her friends. She has 5 kids and
11 grandchildren.
and 5 great-grandkids, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, it's amazing to meet a person in Canada who has such a big family.
I love my family.
Super.
I'll get your address and you can send me mail when you get home.
Okay. Next ride I got also very quickly, and the guy picked me up and I was hiking the Indian guy, but he was just nearby.
Awesome, man.
This is Duffy Lake on the way to Lillooet. We stopped on the viewpoint, just by the road. This is Seton Lake in Lillooet. One more lake, and I see railways go along the lake. Very nice place. So we went all the way down to the Seton Lake. It's also possible to swim here. There is a picnic area. So very nice place. And altitude here is around 600 meters. When I was hitchhiking near the Cache Creek, I got a ride all the way to Kelowna, and now we stopped by the Lake Kamloops. Time is 7:30, so it's still some light, and this lake is located just next to Trans-Canada Highway. This morning when I hitchhiked from Kelowna towards Penticton, this nice guy Taylor picked me up and he's half Ukrainian, and I also met his uncles, and now I will go with Uncle Vasil all the way to Penticton. These are Canadian Ukrainians.
Saw a couple of whitetails.
So this is the car for the hunting. How do you call it? Like side by side?
Side by side.
Nice. Canadians like big cars.
Very nice. I don't know about
The leather, yeah.
the tassels,
Yeah, I know, they're kind of girly.
but when you're going, you're like Indian Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indian Larry? I'll have to get my headdress on.
He's a bike builder. Yeah, he had the same concept.